Picture this. You're sitting in your living room in Sydney and decide, on a whim, to have dinner in Paris. With a simple voice command to your AI assistant, your hypersonic flight is booked. Minutes later, a self-driving car arrives at your doorstep and whisks you to the airport. There's no waiting in line. Facial recognition gets you through security in seconds. The plane? A sleek, blended-wing, hydrogen-powered jet that emits nothing but water vapor. As it takes off, you settle into your private pod with panoramic views of the stratosphere. 2 hours later, you land in Paris feeling refreshed and ready to savor an evening by the Seine. Or maybe you've opted for a different experience entirely. Instead of skimming the edge of the atmosphere, you've booked an orbital flight. You'll circle the Earth, marveling at the ever-changing landscapes below, before touching down in Tokyo. This might sound like science fiction, but if the last century of aviation is anything to go by, the next 80 years promise to be even more transformative. Let's explore how air travel in 2100 could reshape our world. In 2100, speed will no longer be a luxury, it will be the norm. Advances in aerodynamics and propulsion will make hypersonic travel 5 times the speed of sound routine. Imagine flying from New York to London in under an hour. The key to this advance? Innovations like scramjet engines, which compress air at supersonic speeds, and materials that withstand extreme heat. By 2100, these technologies will be refined to the point where long-haul flights feel no longer than a morning commute. The era of kerosene-powered planes will be a footnote in history. By 2100, air travel will likely be entirely carbon-free. Hydrogen-powered engines, which burn clean and produce only water vapor, will dominate the skies. Airports will have hydrogen plants on site, turning renewable energy into fuel. Electric planes, though currently limited by battery density, may also play a role for shorter flights. Advances in energy storage, like solid-state batteries or even nuclear microreactors, could make all-electric aviation viable across a wider range of distances. Airports of the future won't feel like the crowded, chaotic hubs we know today. Instead, they'll resemble high-tech lounges, seamlessly integrated into urban centres. Security lines will be a thing of the past thanks to biometric and AI-based screening systems. Luggage handling will be fully automated. Your bags will be tagged with smart chips and delivered directly to your destination. Meanwhile, autonomous vehicles will transport passengers across vast airport campuses, ensuring every connection is smooth and stress-free. For many, though, the airport might disappear entirely. Vertical takeoff and landing, VTOL aircraft, powered by electric or hydrogen propulsion, could turn rooftops into mini airports, bringing intercity air travel to your doorstep. Cabin design will undergo a complete transformation. Forget cramped seats and narrow aisles. Planes of the future will prioritize space and personalization. Passengers will have access to private pods, complete with virtual reality entertainment and panoramic smart glass windows. AI assistants will adjust lighting, temperature, and even scents to match your preferences. Onboard dining could rival the finest restaurants, with meals 3D printed or cultivated in flight. For longer journeys, there may be exercise facilities, meditation pods, or even zero-gravity lounges for a bit of fun. By 2100, air travel may extend far beyond the atmosphere. Orbital flights, essentially short trips into space, will become a popular option for travelers who value speed or novelty. Imagine taking off from Los Angeles, reaching orbit in under 10 minutes, and then gliding back to Earth in Singapore. These suborbital journeys would bypass traditional airspace, avoiding weather and air traffic altogether. The implications are profound. With orbital flights, the entire planet becomes accessible in just a few hours. Pilots? Optional. By 2100, artificial intelligence will handle most of the flying. AI systems will monitor weather, optimize flight paths, and respond to emergencies faster and more efficiently than human pilots ever could. This doesn't mean pilots will disappear entirely. They'll likely take on supervisory roles, stepping in only when needed. Think of them more as flight managers than active operators. AI will also revolutionize air traffic control, enabling planes to fly closer together and reducing delays. With AI orchestrating every aspect of the journey, the skies of 2100 will be safer and more efficient than ever before. While luxury options will abound, air travel in 2100 will also become more accessible. Lower operational costs from renewable energy and automation will drive ticket prices down. Subsidized public air travel might even emerge in some regions, ensuring that everyone, not just the wealthy, can benefit from global mobility. What happens when the world becomes that connected? Cities and cultures will blend in ways we can't fully imagine. Business meetings, vacations, and even daily commutes could span continents. The concept of distance will fade, and with it, many of the barriers that separate us. Balancing efficiency with equity will be one of the great challenges of 22nd century aviation. Ultimately, the future of air travel is about more than just planes and airports. It's about how we view our planet and our place within it. As the skies open up to faster, greener, and more connected travel, the world will shrink in ways we can scarcely imagine today. Will you hop from Sydney to Paris for dinner? Will you take a morning meeting in New York and an evening stroll in Tokyo? Or perhaps, as orbital travel advances, you'll book a weekend getaway to the moon. By 2100, the only limit to air travel may be our imagination. If you like this video, YouTube thinks you'll like this one too. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.